I think the Lakers learned a big lesson about the preparation of every game. Every game is going to be a playoff atmosphere game, but this season it's going to be a championship game. They got, two-time defending champions with a chance to three. Everybody's not going to like for that to happen, right. But they can't do anything about it. But it's just going to be a difficult season for the Lakers because every game and of every minute of every game is going to be very, very important.
Can you harken back to your playing experience when you guys were going through that? You repeated in 87, 88, that 89 season. What stands out as far as any additional challenges?
Well, just the fact that you had to be prepared and take everybody's best shot. And for us getting there to the finals and then having Byron and Magic go down with an opportunity, that's something that the Lakers are going to have to fight against. But injuries are part of this. So if they can get that far, I'm pretty sure they can go ahead and be successful. But again, injuries are key. And if they don't have any, the special part about it is being healthy. Fully healthy to get there and play for the third championship.
Specifically with injuries, well, what concerns do you have about Andrew Bynum heading into the season? At this point, the team's assessed he's going to be limited in training camp, but they expect him to be fully healthy once the season starts. What's your overall take on?
And that's what I feel too. I think as Andrew is a young man, what people don't realize, this kid's 19, 20 years old, and as long as he is, his bones are still trying to mend and get themselves strong. And I think that's going to be the big difference this year is that he will be strong and ready to play. I think he's pretty much settled into his body. He understands the makings of it in a sense on how hard to push himself. But the Lakers will do a good job of keeping him healthy. And then when he's ready to go, he'll be ready. I think Andrew is definitely going to be the key for the Lakers' success this year.
How so, do you think?
I think with his shot blocking, him, that imposing figure, him and Powell creates, and they make teams take tough shots as well as blocking them. And then Andrew is a force to be reckoned with down low. They can throw the ball into him, get some things over the top. But the fun part I like about him is the guard's able to drive and throw him that little alley-oop pass, and he can dunk it because that's probably undefendable shot there because you got Kobe or somebody going to the hoop, and that defensive player has to come over and just throw it up high, and who's going to jump with Andrew?
I think one of the, beyond just the busy offseason, one of the themes with the Lakers this year was just, this offseason was just Kobe and Powell specifically being able to rest, get healthy. How much of a difference do you think that they decided to shut it off, not playing FIBA this offseason? How much of a difference do you think that's
I think it's going to play big dividends for them because, again, the most important thing about a championship team is you need rest. You play so many months and so long, and you're deep into the year, and now you get there and you only have a little limited time of off time, and you want to spend a little bit of that with your family, and obviously there's those other obligations as far as the FIBA and here and there. For them not to play, to give their body a chance to rest. But that's why Mitch Kupchak is going to be GM of the year because Theo Ratliff and Matt Barnes are going to pay big dividends for him in that aspect because, again, you can get those players rest because you got some durable backup people coming in.
You obviously have good defensive credentials from your playing career. Can you break down what you like about Matt Barnes' defense, what you like about Ron Artest's defense?
Well, I think Matt Barnes gives you that athleticism and in-your-face defense and that feistiness, talk a little bit of trash and get the other offensive players riled up. Ron Artest is just a strong, in-your-face defensive player. Ron knows that the verbal garbage only goes so far, so now he's going to get up there and show you how to do it and his physical strength. Ron's a tough player to get around, and once you can't post him up. So those two players bring a different type of defense, and I think that's what the Lakers are going to need from those different positions.
Are there things from when you look at your playing career, are there any qualities that when you see them on the floor that remind you a little bit of yourself in any way, or at least what they try to emulate?
Well, Ron has that get up on you and able to defend a three-point shot and close enough where he can take away your first offensive move. And I think that was one of the things I felt that I tried to be good at is take away the first move as well as contesting shots. Matt Barnes has the ability to block shots from behind, especially in transition. And plus, Matt Barnes is pretty good at sticking his nose in there and taking charges. So I always felt that I was a good charge taker. And it hurt sometimes, but it was for the best for the team.
I was wondering, this is kind of like a hypothetical question. Say you're back as a Laker, just kind of remembering what your mindset was as a player in those days, knowing the obvious rivalry with the Celtics, but then just what Miami's done this offseason. Would you, if you had it your way, would you rather face Boston in the finals or Miami this year?
I think it doesn't matter because both of them are high-caliber teams with some very special players on their team. I think Rajon Rondo is going to be a different player, and I think if the Lakers were to see him, they're going to see a player that they hadn't seen, that they didn't see here. I think he's going to be more offensive-minded. He's going to look to take a little bit more control. But again, you can't knock the Heat. Obviously, with James over there and Bosch, along with Wade, are going to cause some problems. But the key with that team is you just have to nullify one of them. I think that they're not good enough to beat you if two or three of them are clicking at the same time, all three are clicking. So if you can just take one off their game a little bit, but they got to guard people too. So I think that'll throw them off.
Just a few more questions. You mentioned, I think, that you still stay close with Pat Riley. Have you exchanged any barbs this offseason?
Oh, no. Pat has his own barbs going with other people around the league, as I saw. But no, I mean, I've talked to Coach Riley, and when we do talk, it's always strategical stuff about motivating your team and stuff like that. But Coach Riley can handle his own verbal confrontations.
Right. So there's still that, just a level of respect and all that.
Oh, of course. Can always have that. He was the first one to get us to a place that we had never gotten to, and that was in beating the Boston Celtics and then being the first team in 16 years to repeat.
Lastly, you mentioned something before the NBA Finals last year. I guess you're quoting Sports Illustrated mentioning specifically about Kobe's legacy, the importance of beating Boston in the finals. Now that that's happened, what does that do?
Oh, Kobe's off the chain now. He's probably the number one Laker for all life. And again, there's been some great ones there, Jerry West, Magic, just to name a few. Again, his legacy has surpassed that. And again, in the scoring that he's done, I think the grit that he showed, having struggled that seventh game, and then all of a sudden he comes through in the clutch. That's what your big-time players are supposed to be about. So Kobe has written, has accomplished, and has satisfied, and everything he does now with his legacy is just going to take him over the top even more. Obviously, through the Lakers tradition, he's done that. Kobe's about to set himself apart as far as probably one of the best players that's ever played the game.
So what's the top three in terms of Lakers of all time, greatest Lakers of all time?
If you're asking me, obviously I have to go with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think he was a special one because he had a shot that nobody could stop at his younger days. Second one has to be Magic Johnson. If nothing else, Magic's smile killed you, and that was infectious. And then again, he had the no-look passes, but Kobe's right up there with them, and I'd put them in that order.
Okay, so Kareem, Magic, and then
Kobe.
All righty. Thanks a lot for all your time and your insight here.
My pleasure, and go Lakers.